welcome to another episode of Humanly Plausible.
You can get this right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So episode 2, season 4. New host. What else? We're trying a new set. Cool thing.
I think it looks great.
Yeah.
I think so too.
And we have new friends here in Jacksonville. So we're excited to kick off episode number 2 with Kristine.
Yay!
So Kristine, I met through Patricia. I guess I'm gonna be saying that a few times.
I think we all met. Did we all
Yeah.
meet on the same day? Was that your first time coming here?
Yeah.
The day that we met, so we all had like a 4-hour powwow, like an after party of conversation that
great
just
connection.
was
Deep.
amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. So far, I can't complain. Folks I'm meeting out here is awesome. So when people ask me, like, how are people? I'm like, well, man, so far, so really, really, really cool people. So I'm enjoying it. I'm having a great time. And I love the fact that now we're shooting Humanly Plausible out here. So I'm glad you're on here with us. So can you give us just a quick on who Kristine is?
So I am a newer Jacksonville native. I like calling myself that, even though I've only been here for a couple years, because I fell in love with Jacksonville like I have never over any other city in my life. And so I came from California. Don't hold that against me.
No, but that's a big deal.
That's amazing.
So what city in California again?
I'm from Sacramento. I've lived kind of everywhere in the valley, like 6 different counties. I moved around a lot. But yeah, I finished raising my kids and, did the middle-age thing of I'm taking off to Florida, kids. See ya. And
yeah.
I think that takes a lot of courage,
They're grown
honestly.
up. My kids are, almost in their 30s. So yeah, and I came out here. So I'm a mobile closer. I do mobile notary for mostly for title companies. And then I started getting into when I came out here because of the real estate industry. There's so many dilapidated properties in Jacksonville that have just been forgotten about, and people don't know what to do with them and stuff. And so I end up getting sent out to take photographs of their properties, to place lock boxes, and I connected with a lot of investors and sellers. And so it just kind of naturally happens that now I'm connecting, the sellers of dilapidated properties with people that are looking for off-market stuff to fix and flip. And one house at a time, we're giving Jacksonville, a facelift. The older neighborhoods and stuff that have needed that love and attention for a long time. And I just fall deeper in love with Jacksonville every day. I've never been happier in my life than when I came here. So
wow.
Amazing.
So yeah, I think for somebody living out in California to say that about Jacksonville goes a long way, because California is kind of cool. It has a lot of cool areas. Cool. Yeah. So there's a lot to brag about. So as far as your business, how do you get business, and how does that work?
It's a lot of door-to-door, connecting with title companies. I'm also signed up on some different platforms that will send out text messages to notaries and say, hey, do you want to take a signing in this area for this amount? And you can say yes to it. But in being sent out to do photos is a new thing, because in California there's not a lot of even the most dilapidated property. I think that it's all sewed up over there. But here, because of, the properties just suddenly raising in value, because of Jacksonville, giving it, upgrading as a community, as a business, a place to do business. And, like I heard you guys saying before, it's just it's the up and coming place to be. Suddenly, I'm being sent out to take photographs. And so then I'm connecting with this investor and that investor. And I'm kind of, I'm going to networking events, and I'm learning a little bit more about fix and flips, and I'm kind of hearing. And then I connected with my dearest new friend, Erica Cook of A6 Properties, and it was love at first sight. I was her notary for the closing, and we ended up just making a deep connection right away. And so now we're, she's kind of taking me under her wing to teach me how to help buyers find the properties and help sellers connect with them and stuff like that. And so I'm getting deeper and deeper into it. I'm hoping to put on a bonnet over my head and start tearing out walls soon, because she does fix and flips as well. So I'm excited to get into that, because like I said, it's just seeing a property that was forgotten about, the owner passed away, or, it was passed down to a nephew or somebody that's just like, I don't even know what to do with it. And then, I connected to a buyer, and then watching it get upgraded and a new family move in is just like the best feeling, so yeah.
That's awesome. So since we're in real estate, before we go into the box, maybe you could do a real estate plug and kind of maybe talk about what the real estate market is currently like in Jacksonville or surrounding area.
So I would say it is zip code area specific. Northeast Florida, Jacksonville as a whole is the biggest city land-wise in the United States of America. So I think a lot of times when we talk about Jacksonville, it's like Jacksonville, but what area, what location, and then we have the surrounding counties. So Duval County is Jacksonville, but then you have Orange Park, which is Clay County.
Right.
You have Nassau County. You have St. Johns County. Flagler sometimes is in that conversation. But I say all that to say, I like to always say specific because you could be in one area and it's totally different in a different area. But I would say all in all, there's optimism. Interest rates are going down. So from a buyer's standpoint, buyers are getting into, I have some buyers I'm working with right now. We've been going through this process for more than a year now. And now they're like, yep, found the house. Let's go under contract. Because interest rates were probably more of a deciding factor from an affordability standpoint. And I will say on the seller side, I see a lot of sellers that have been waiting to put their home on the market, now having that discussion, now getting the property ready. Or there was a moment where they may have put the property on the market maybe last year, or they were thinking, and then they did a duality of let's do an option for rent and for sale and see which one goes first. And basically the market was not the best in the last 2 years for sales for a seller. There was a lot of sellers competing with new construction. So I see that there's an upside to that as well. But the cost of living, unfortunately, is going up, but the prices are also going up, I believe. I think 2026 as a whole for the real estate market, it's actually going to be a positive market, meaning from a buyer standpoint, at least they're not paying the same interest rates they were paying last year. But I think from a seller standpoint, they can sell their home and they can still sell it at a good price. So I'm excited for the outlook. Jacksonville was, I mentioned this on a previous episode, but Jacksonville's top five list. So there's a lot of energy around Jacksonville right now.
Yeah, I'm doing, as a real estate notary, title is sending me out. I'm doing a lot of seller packets, because I do refinances, sell packets, and on the retail title side, and I'm getting, so everybody's set from what I can see from my little my little business as a notary, is just everybody's selling, it seems like right now. Is that what you're seeing as well?
I think that I see a culmination of those who've been wanting to sell actually making it happen, as opposed to, because there's a lot of people, when you think something happens, there's a thought process and there's a preparation behind it. Yeah. So by the time they talk to you, they've already been getting the home ready. They've already been having the conversation in their head, prepping. There's a lot of people relocating either outside of the state that I've noticed, or there's just people that are like, I'm downsizing or I'm upsizing. So depending on the needs of said person, they're making that change. But I feel like a lot of people last year waited. They knew they needed to do it, but they didn't do it. But this year, it seems more like people are like, I'm ready to make this happen.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So let's jump into the box.
Okay. Let's get into the box. The great box that Roly put together. It looks great.
Great design. All right, so you're picking.
Okay. Oh, Jesus, let me pick something good.
They're all good.
Yes. Oh, I know. Just, is it gonna be, will I be able to answer it as the
they're all
problem?
good.
It's AI trying to get us. It better not be influencer marketing.
This, I don't even understand
You
this
didn't put
question.
that one back, did
No,
you?
I threw it.
Okay.
We get rid of it.
This is gonna be, you're gonna have to explain to me what this means, because some of this stuff is higher level. I'm a solopreneur, so how can organizations avoid the trap of mission statement wallpaper?
Oh, wait a second.
Yeah.
Actually, that's funny. How can organizations avoid the trap of mission statement wallpaper?
I won't be upset if we pick a different one.
Well, I guess it's asking avoiding the trap.
So I think about the mission statement when you go into a business.
Yeah, they have it
and
on the
they
wall.
have the mission statement on the wall.
Uh-huh.
How long has it been on the wall? Has it been addressed? Has it been discussed again? Has a conversation?
Has it been updated?
That's what it means. Yes.
Okay.
Right.
Okay, we got it.
Okay.
All right, so exactly. So go ahead. So
you're saying this is the mission, but has the mission changed? So I know, for example, like with the Nest, for example, we've been doing this 10 years now. When we first started, we had in our mind, this is what we're going to be doing.
yes.
And then as you go along, you realize either what you thought should be happening is not lucrative, or you realize that's not in alignment with what we signed up for. So as a result, I need to pivot, right?
Like,
and
who
so
moved
I
my
think,
cheese?
correct, who moved my cheese? So I think it's important for businesses to have at least maybe once a year an annual planning of what is our mission statement? Mm-hmm. Are we aligned with the mission statement? Yeah. Do our employees even know what the mission statement is? How are we incorporating, like in our newsletter for the Nest? It's actually in every newsletter.
I noticed that. That was interesting.
We put our mission statement in every, and I think sometimes we just have to have that recall, that reminder to say, hey, this is our mission, this is our mission. And good. I really liked that with our mission statement initially, years ago, was long. You know, it's long. We are going to be da, 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 da. And now we're like very short and succinct. And there's beauty. Not all mission statements have to be but for us, for it to be like short and succinct. So it really conveys to the message for everybody, right? What you just read, you're like, what am I reading?
Yeah.
But a mission statement should be where I can tell Isaiah, 6 years old, this is our mission statement. And he actually has somewhat of an understanding of what it is.
Yeah, and I think so. Maybe, Kristine, to kind of like bring it into context beyond just a business or organization, this also, like, as a person, I think, you know, you have to kind of continuously check what it is that we're driven by or what we're doing. So, like, one of the things that for sure, as an agency, when we work with a new client, one of the onboarding parts is when we go through our discovery is to look at their mission vision. And is it on point with the CEO and what they're trying to do? Because if the mission is X and then somebody else is thinking Y, like let's say the leader, CEO, president, it's going to fall apart.
There can be confusion.
And then people, it's very not distracting, but so
there can be confusion.
Not just confusion, and then that's when you start having the cultural breakdowns inside, or because a group believes this and the other one believes that, and so I think one of the things that we do is we challenge that mission vision, make sure that is on cue and on point to what they're trying to execute. And personally, myself, every year I go through that. Mm-hmm. From a personal and business. I mean, that's how we landed. Where right now our vision is empowering positive brands, which has become sort of the mission.
Yeah.
And what we're trying to achieve, and that's again part of Humanly Plausible. It bled into that. See, because when you're focused and driven by value, then the things that you produce will be of that.
Yes.
Right. And that's really how you know if you're growing or not growing. Or if you're attracting the wrong people, it's because you're sending mixed signals.
Yeah.
So you're talking about being single,
true.
right? So how does that work? So like, I'm out there trying to meet folks, but if you're in the wrong place, that can be a problem.
Yeah.
If you dress a certain way that's really not who you are, that's an issue. I took it all the way around.
Yeah,
no, but it goes back to the mission statement being on brand for your mission. And the fruits
Does it
that
make
come
sense?
along
Is it
with
relevant?
that. Yeah. What's
so
the fruits?
update. So I can see it now from a solopreneur. So I just recently went through a content creator course from a local guy here. Shout out to Reek Bentley. He is
we'll invoice you later.
Thebomb.com. No,
little plug.
Yeah. I found him through Jacksonville Run Club. I was out walking my dogs early in the morning and praying and stuff, and then I came up and heard him praying on a megaphone and to get ready to go on the run. And I don't run. Auntie will walk in the back with you if you'd like to join us on Saturday mornings. I'm making sure no bad guys are following us. I'll see you guys when we get back.
Yes.
Nice.
But anyway, so I ended up joining his content creator program because I was feeling like, there's this pressure to create content if you're a business and you're not if you're not it doesn't matter if you're a plumber. If you're not creating content, you're gonna be in the back of the pack because content is being thrown, and that's how people are finding stuff now online. So as far as like an old fashioned was like, oh, I can just sign up and go door to door with the title companies. I can just sign up on this platform, or I can just be in a newspaper ad or whatever to try to get people. And now this was the curveball I didn't see coming. During the class, he was like, want you all to be starting a community. And I'm like, a community? Like, I just moved here, bro. I only know you and like my neighbor, you know what I mean? And he's like, no, you need to be like, decide what you like, what do you have to offer people? Like, who is it that you think can, you can help them to get to where you are in your life, or, whether it's in business or in health or in, or in a spiritual mindset or whatever. And he's like, I want you to like, book club, whatever. We're like brainstorming. And so, I did try to start a book club, but I wasn't great at creating content and getting it out there. So I just made this long form video that nobody wanted to listen to and nobody joined. But I'm going to fix that. But the whole thing is like, it took such a curve that now if you're a real estate agent or a podcast person or a notary, you have to create something that is community, is positive community, finding your tribe, getting the people together, like you starting this thing here, Patricia, at the Nest has been, instrumental for me, obviously, because I'm here right now, and I love her. Oh. she's my favorite. And I was here the first day, and there was like 40 people, and it was so overwhelming. And I was looking around at people. I was like, I need to learn how to dress. I don't even know how to be in Florida and all this stuff. And then I kept coming back, and it's like the conversations that we have during the networking events. And now you could just be putting your picture on a bus stop, but that's not your mission statement. Your mission statement is to connect like-minded people to build this tribe, like, this community where we have each other's back. When I was going through, my apartment flooded after one of the hurricanes that came through last year, Milton, I think. And I was like, oh my God, I need to move immediately. And Patricia jumped right into action and sent me this beautifully curated list of I'm like, all these apartments are amazing. I don't see these on Facebook. I don't see these on Craigslist. I don't see them anywhere else. But because I had come to this networking event and she had created this community where I felt loved and seen, and we're able to connect, I had somebody that had my back when when my back was against the wall. And so I think companies are gonna, large or small, they have to start looking out for, gone are the days where you can just have a whole bunch of employees that you're not in touch with, and there's this toxic environment. It needs to be positivity. It needs to be, we have each other's back. It needs to be, we're, working through tough conversations to work together. So if anybody that's watching this that hasn't updated your statement in a while, and you've got, Susie doesn't really like Jane, but they're both really good at sales. It's like, no, you guys got to sit down and create some symmetry there and some understanding, and have some of those hard conversations so that there is a community that I think that will really shine out of whatever you're producing, whether you're producing,
I love that you said all of that, because I took so many nuggets just with the Calford Business Club. Every meeting I go over the mission and vision. Yeah. You do? And sometimes I feel like what's
the mission? Like, can you?
I'm gonna be honest. I'll be honest. I got too many missions in my head. Right. I got the Nest mission, the Orange mission. I can't say, but next time, actually.
No. I put you on the spot, but
yeah,
how about the Nest?
Can't remember. To empower. I don't remember. I can't remember.
It's pretty much everything that we've just been saying, but
it is
remixed into like a statement.
Yeah. So I need to, and that was another thing. No, you didn't mess me up, because it's the truth. Sometimes, like,
thanks, Roly.
No. I'm not perfect.
Okay. She doesn't have it on the wallpaper.
Yeah, right? I don't have it on the wallpaper, but I say it every time, and I include it in the Nest and all of that. But it's so funny, because I said to myself, I need to memorize all these mission statements. It's something that I said to myself out loud, but I know every time I say it, because it's the mission and the vision, in the actual meeting, I literally reiterate now how we actually are doing that. Like, we're making that possible, right? The fact that there's a part 2, like the vision is inclusivity and being able to come and just come from different industries. You're going to pull it up
as you continue to speak.
Yeah, because it's like right there. I don't know if we can like I could just get it real quick there.
I can get it on. Yeah, you can't wear it.
Yeah, it's right there. My iPad.
Oh, get it.
Yeah.
Oh, on your iPad.
It's on my iPad. I can just read it out loud really quick so people are not like, what is it? No, we have it.
And we'll put it on screen.
My iPad. Okay. So
it's real. It brands really have to be community based now. Is the main thing.
Agreed. Yeah. And one thing, like when we first started with the mission, so the mission for the Calford Business Club is to foster growth and empowerment through innovation, inclusivity, and excellence, helping individuals and businesses unlock their full potential. That's our mission. And that's what we're doing. All the connections that are made. And you mentioned, for the Calford Business Club, I don't put my face on it because it's not about me. Mm-hmm. It's about the connection, the fact that I've seen so many different businesses interact and connect. And that actually brings me joy. Mm-hmm. When I was going through, my husband had cancer about 2 years ago, and we've been doing this. Literally, I was showing up around that time, and it filled my cup at that time when I needed some consistency in my life. And it was just like, wow, I didn't realize this was going to be what it is now. Yeah. But I think there's beauty in starting something and not like controlling the outcome, but allowing it to like literally, because I could not do it alone. Yeah. I'm at the point now with it. It's like, this is not my group. This is our group. Yeah. This is inclusive.
It feels like home. Like a lot of times when I come in on a Wednesday morning, I get off track with not wanting to go out and market and not, not wanting, just out of fear or whatever, and or the weather. It's been freezing here in Jacksonville this last week, but I always know that I have a home when I show up to the Calford Business Club. This networking event specifically is like, in the beginning I never missed it, and then I got off, but it's because of the community element and the feeling, the positivity and the feeling seen thing. And a lot of networking, a lot of businesses create networking events, and it's still this like cutthroat. It not cutthroat. I don't know if cutthroat's the word, but it just feels not. Authentic. It feels inauthentic. The way that people it's like so I've heard this thing recently. Apparently the kids are saying now that people our age have the influencer voice, kind of like the newscaster voice or whatever, like that we put on this different.
Hey, how you doing?
Exactly. Yes. Like, and obviously not in podcast form, but I think that's why podcasts have become so popular over, other kind of content creation, because we're not acting, we're having a conversation. This is authentic, and so it just comes, we're coming as we are, it comes out, but apparently we have a influencer, and now I started hearing it when I started.
You do hear it in certain, like when you go to certain networking groups or just in general, when people are like, I have to give you my elevator speech, which I think that there's a time and place, right, for an elevator speech. But I think the way the Calford Business Club, we just want to get to know you authentically and make a connection.
Yeah, we have some deep conversations on Wednesday
like make
mornings,
a connection.
Man.
So it's the business element, but it's not only business. There is an element of, let me actually get to know who you are.
Yeah, I think your format is really
as
good.
Opposed to like it's only business, which for people that are new coming in can sometimes be a little uncomfortable. So just kind of like, this is a place, let your hair down, be who you are, let's get to know you. But I do want to just mention the Nest mission statement is to support, motivate, and inspire creatives, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, remote workers, and small business owners to be productive and successful. We realize that we're not a one-size-fits-all. In terms of like, people come, they need this, they need that. Like, and we are literally providing custom solutions to people that come. And one thing that Christy and I pride ourselves in is that we are the owners, but you can see us. Like, we're at the space. You can talk to us. You can email us. Like, what do you need? How can we help your business? And that's why we have certain members that have been with us since inception. Unless they have to move, we have a really, really good foundational piece, especially at Orange Park. We've got people rocking us 10 years plus.
Wow.
So, that, but I think that it's attributed to the fact that going back to the mission, like, it's not about us. Like, we do get the benefits of them being a part of the space, but it's, how can I help you, Roly? How can I help you, Kristine? How can I help you? And then from there, based off of how you can help, if I can make it make sense, I'm going to do that, because another part for me is being a connector in terms of, like, I don't have to just hold on to you and I'm not going to share you. I think there's power in sharing. And I always tell Isaiah, sharing is caring, right? And in the same thing from an entrepreneurial standpoint, sharing is truly caring, because if you want longevity in any business, the integrity part, the sharing part, like, some things are not perfect in business, right? You expect a certain outcome, things happen, but being able to say, okay, I'm going to make sure that I do what I said I was going to do, and we're going to figure it out, and all the things. I think that's a part of it.
I think we've really lost the tribal community aspect as a nation for a really long time. It was like us four, no more, and businesses kind of really competing against each other. And I think maybe that is a big portion of why I love Jacksonville so much, because it does feel, I mean, for me, I've lived in California, I lived in Nevada, and I've lived here, right? So I don't have a worldwide experience with living in places, but there is more of a tribal mentality of, like, oh, you sell real estate? Hey, I've got a friend that, has a house, or you have a podcast, so I've got a friend that is really good with cameras. He's actually looking for a crew to, whatever the case may be. It's like there's this, we're always, it feels to me like we're always looking out for each other. Maybe it's just the crowd that I keep,
I think the crowd does help, right? Your environment, who you're hanging out with, all of the above is important in any business.
Absolutely. I mean, building community at a bar versus at a church, that's two different things.
It's different, yes.
Yeah, I mean, for us, like, we're living it now, like, new city, new place, new way of being, and new people. But the approach and the mission is kind of the same. It's, it's build the tribe. It's get those people around you, get to know your neighbors. For us, it's finding a church home, that church community, getting our kids dialed in, plugged in. And our kids are older, so it's a little easier in that sense. 14 and 20-year-old, so that's a grown man already. Well, not 20. I'm throwing years ahead.
18.
He's going to turn 19 now. And
going on 30.
Oh, wow.
That's like how many days? We're living the community aspect of, and we want it. Because in South Florida, we have our tribes in different areas and different people and different folks. And now when you're caught without it as much, you're like, oh, wow, I didn't realize how important that was. Yeah. And so we've been fortunate that, we've been connecting with amazing people like you guys. And we landed in the nest.
Yes.
Because it's kind of like a business concierge of, like, hey, this is a portal into.
I love that. Can I take that from you? Business concierge. I love that.
Because you're connecting.
Yes.
So kind of, in the mission, it's what you're doing anyways.
Yes, it is.
And so, like, you helped her with the apartment. Like, if you have folks that are from out of town and they're looking to be here to move or what the, or whatever, just to work like us, we're expanding into Jacksonville. Folks that are already connected that can tell you, hey, this is how the temperament is here. This is how they work. Because I could tell you, like, the Hispanics in Miami, like the CEOs and these people move super fast. They want answers quick and they want to negotiate everything. Like, everything's just a negotiation. It doesn't matter, even if they love the price. Let's negotiate it.
Yes.
So, like, versus here, I've been working with different people. That people tend to at least be more paced, more. I'm not gonna say that Miami's non-professional, but I think it's a little bit more like intentional versus these people are just really quick to make judgments and whatnot. So
their rent is $10,000 a month, so they gotta get that money.
That is a huge point. So all right, so let's do final thoughts because Gavin is pushing me through already.
So I would say final thoughts for me personally, just to take away on the mission statement. Is what's your actual personal mission statement too? So you have your mission statement for your business, but have you assessed what your personal mission statement is? Yeah. I've heard where families might do like a family mission statement as well. Great. I think there's ways that we can really incorporate the mission statement into our lives, and also just making sure that we're making a concerted effort of just checking in on, does that mission statement still align with who I am today? Because we're changing.
That's really good. I'm gonna.
You could just say I'll go with that.
Yeah,
I love the family mission statement.
Yeah,
that was good though.
I mean, it's the beginning of the year, and I know people have made their New Year's resolutions. Right. It's now February, so probably a lot of people felt, well, it's going to be March when this comes out. People have really fallen off, and it's nice because the gym there's parking.
That's funny.
But I came up with, so I was running into a lot of content, I was looking into a lot of content about like creating my future self basically. And it goes along with this conversation because the mission statement was like, first look at what is your worst possible scenario. Like, you die alone, you're sick, you're poor, you have no, nobody around you, you have no friends, like the worst possible. And then it's like, take that as the anti-vision of your future, and whatever that guy would do the opposite, and then that produces your mission statement for yourself. And so it's like, do I want to be well at the end of my life and be able to still like lift up the groceries and stuff like that? It's like, yeah, well, it's like, okay, well, she went to the gym at 5 a.m. when she was younger, so I'm like, yes. So now I got to get up at gym, so it's like, but I'm looking at my life through that lens of the anti-mission statement. Basically, this is what we don't want. This is the toxic way of, if we just try to chase comfort and go after what kind of feels good in the moment, that instant gratification or whatever. And here's what the hard conversations, the investments, the getting up early, the working late or whatever can produce for you. So that's my personal mission statements. Mm-hmm.
All right, so since I went with a word last time, I'm going to go with another word. So I would say intentionality. Being intentional about this mission statement. And what I mean by that is that if you're one of those that has it on a wall, poster, or whatnot, and it just ignores it, you're not being intentional. And the mission statement really should reflect the decisions you're making, because ultimately that's going to lead you down a road that mission statement will build towards, because those are like the things that we won't compromise. And so if you're willing to compromise stuff, then your mission statement then is not accurate. Yeah. And so I think it's time to look at it, dust it off, challenge it. And I always challenge people to make it as simple as you can. Mm-hmm. Truly, like that's how we landed on empowering positive business. Empowering positive brands, because ultimately I continue to ask ourselves, like, what is it that we're doing? Yes. So it wasn't that, are we just in the business of advertising? No. Are we just in the business of telling stories? So I was using storytellers as our kind of a thing, but we kept going deeper and deeper and deeper into it. And we realized, no, fundamentally, our values are set at this. Mm-hmm. If we're not making a difference, we don't want to be involved. Yeah. Because what was happening was I was detached to the clients I didn't believe in. Mm. So on that note, and that's why it's so important to understand what you're doing. So thank you guys.
I hear the passion, Roly. Yeah. I hear the passion.
So Kristine, thank you so much.
Yes, you're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Good job.
All right.